Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashlyn here. So, I have a lot of books to talk about that are new. So, bear with me, okay? Oh, I'm not wearing my necklace. Okay, so first off, I got Leanne Moriarty's What Alice Forgot. So, it looks like that. This is about, like, losing your, what is it? Oh, okay. So, she has, like, amnesia or something. So it says Alice Love is 29, crazy about her husband Nick, and pregnant with their first child. So imagine Alice's surprise when she comes to on the floor of a gym, a gym she hates the gym, and is whisked off to the hospital where she discovers the honeymoon is truly over. She is actually 39 years old, has 3 kids, and is getting divorced. That knock on her head has misplaced 10 years. Now Alice must piece together the events of the lost decade and find out if it's possible to reconstruct her life at the same time. She needs to figure out why her sister hardly talks to her and how is it that she's become one of those super skinny moms with really expensive clothes. Ultimately, Alice must discover whether forgetting is a blessing or a curse and how to start over. So there's the first book. Then we have Death on a Silver Platter by Joanne Pence. So it looks like this. Angelina Amalfi, a gourmet cook who is the assistant to a famous chef with his own television show, finds life a tasty treat. But her treat sours when her mentor's last supper turns deadly and he's poisoned in his own kitchen. Soon, Angie becomes a target of a ruthless assassin with his own hunger for violence. So, there's that. Then we have One Last Rainy Day by Kate Stewart. I don't know why this one was in the free section. So, but it is in the free section. So this is part of the Flock, the Ravenhood Legacy series. So Dominic Kane doesn't want or need anything except his freedom. The key to his cage is tucked in the suit pocket of his overbearing, overprotective older brother, Tobias, the leader of a secret vigilante group Dominic helps govern. Their mission, destroy Roman Horner, and what better way to start than with their target's daughter. So, there's that. Then I have Emily Henry's People We Meet on Vacation. I finally got it. So I found this, I don't even remember where this was. It's the author of Beach Read. I wanted to read it. This one doesn't look like the one that I looked up before. The font's a lot bigger. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things about this. Poppy and Alex and Poppy. They have nothing in common. She's a wild child, he wears khakis. She has insatiable wanderlust, he prefers to stay home with a book. And somehow, ever since a fateful car share home from college many years ago, they are the very best of friends. For most of the year, they live far apart. She's in New York City and he's in their small hometown. But every summer for a decade, they have taken one glorious week of vacation together. Until 2 years ago, when they ruined everything. They haven't spoken since. 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, one last chance to fall in love. Alright, next we have a ARC pick, or like a thrift store pick, and this is A Tragic Kind of Wonderful by Eric Lindstrom. I have no idea what this is about. My big brother Nolan used to say everyone has a superpower. My own is the ability to not think about anything I don't want to think about. It allows me to relive and enjoy one of the best memories of my life, even though it's moments away from my absolute worst. For 16-year-old Mel Hannigan, bipolar disorder makes life unpredictable. That's all we need to know about that. Then we have, this was from the library also, it's got an ink blot on it, if you guys can see that. So it's got that ink blot, so they put it on the shelf. And this is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. I believe my mom is borrowing my If He Had Been With Me. I'm not 100% sure. But it says, Finn has always loved Autumn. She's not just the girl next door or his mother's best friend's daughter. She is his everything, but she's not his girlfriend. That's Sylvie, and Finn would never hurt her, so there's no way Autumn could know how he truly feels. This was from If He Had Been With Me, and this is If Only I Had Told Her. So, If He Had Been With Me is Autumn to Finn, and If Only I Had Told Her is Finn to Autumn. So, of course, I got the sequel, or not the sequel, but the next one. Alright, so I have the Inheritance Games. My mom is borrowing my copy, I believe, or it's under with all my red books already. So, my boyfriend was ever so kind to pick up books 2 and 3 of the series. We're not going to explain how we came across him having to do that, but I have 2 books here. I have The Hawthorne Legacy, and I have The Final Gambit, and I am excited to read both of these. I also want to check out The Grandest Game and the Natural series, but yeah. I think I've seen Little White Lies, but I don't think I've ever read it. I'm not 100% sure, but look at these covers. These covers are so cool. There's just so much going on them. So that's books 2 and 3. I'm not going to talk about them. We have The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkauf. This takes place in the winter. It says a woman receives an unexpected visitor during a deadly snowstorm in this chilling thriller. True crime writer Wiley Lark doesn't mind being snowed in at the isolated farmhouse where she's retreated to write her new book. A cozy fire, complete silence. It would be perfect, if not for the fact that decades earlier, at this very house, 2 people were murdered in cold blood and a girl disappeared without a trace. That's all I'm going to give you guys. That sounds fantastic. Okay, so next we have Brother by Anya Elborn. I've heard so many things about this, and I just recently heard this is about a cannibalistic family. Deep in the heart of Appalachia stands a crooked farmhouse miles from any road. The Morrows keep to themselves, and it's served them well so far. When girls go missing off the side of the highway, the cops don't knock on their door, which is a good thing, seeing as to what's buried in the Morrows' backyard. But 19-year-old Michael Morrow isn't like the rest of his family. He doesn't take pleasure in the screams that echo through the trees. Michael pines for normalcy, and he's sure that someday he'll see the world beyond West Virginia. When he meets Alice, a pretty girl working at a record shop in the small nearby town of Dahlia, he's immediately smitten. For a moment, he nearly forgets about the monster he's become, but his brother, Rebel, is all too eager to remind Michael of his place. So, yeah, I heard that's about cannibalistic family. Alright, next we have this one. Read People, Understand Behavior, Expertly Communicate. This is a communication book that I picked up. It says, can you spot a lie? Using a unique visual approach to explore the science of behavior, Read People shows how understanding why people act in certain ways will make you more adept at communicating, more persuasive, and a better judge of the motivations of others. So, just a little pick-me-up book. Okay, so I have Lights Out, and I love this book. I need to go back and reread it and highlight and annotate all of it. It's a dark romance like you've never seen before. Can you handle the ride? I want someone with a soul as black as night, someone who would burn the world down for me and not lose a single minute of sleep over it. Trauma nurse Ali Capelucci doesn't need any more kinks. She likes the one she's landed on just fine. To her, nothing could stop the masked men she follows online. She fantasizes about one man in particular hunting her down, but she never could have guessed the one drunken text could make those dreams come into reality. I want things most people don't, craving darkness and depravity instead of light and love. Josh Hammond has spent his life avoiding the limelight, but his online persona is another story. At night, he posts mass thirst traps for his millions of fans, but one follower has caught his eye, Allie. Together, Allie and Josh live out their darkest fantasies, unaware that Allie has captured the attention of someone with far more sinister intentions. As Josh turns from predator to protector, he must ask himself how far he'll go for the woman he's obsessed with. Okay. One great thing about that is I have this. It's finally flat, too. Perfect. This is Caught Up by Navisa Alid. This comes out on the 10th of June, so a few days away. And it says, I'm with this woman and I'm a man who always gets what he wants. Nico Jr. Troshi knows Lauren Marchetti is off limits. Men like him don't get to have women like her. It's why he pushed her away in high school and still keeps his distance. But Junior follows Lauren online, and now that the shy, bookish girl he remembers is gone, he can't stop obsessing over the strikingly beautiful woman who has taken her place. He's ruthless, a walking red flag. Good thing red is my favorite color. Lauren Lowe Marchetti knows Junior is dangerous. He broke her heart once and she won't let him do it again. But as their flirtatious encounters escalate, Lauren starts to remember why she fell for the brooding anti-hero all those years ago. As old obstacles resurface, Junior and Lauren are forced to face their true feelings for each other and decide just how far they're willing to go for a second chance at love. I'm obsessed. I love it so much. So I have both of those. Then I have another series here. I have Haunting Adeline and I have Hunting Adeline, these giant bricks of books. But I also have Where's Molly, which is a spin-off of the Cat and Mouse duology. I'm not going to tell you guys what those ones are about. You guys should already know. Those are like the most popular. Okay, next I have Darcy Coates' Ghost Camera. It says they're always watching. When Janine finds an abandoned Polaroid camera, she playfully snaps a photo without a second thought. But there's something wrong with the image. A ghostly figure stands in the background watching her, fixated on her, moving one step closer with every picture she takes. Desperate, Janine shares her secret with her best friend, Bree. Together, they realize the camera captures unsettling impressions of the dead. But now the ghosts seem to be following the two friends, and with each new photo taken, a terrible danger grows ever clearer. Sounds really good. Alright, next I have a bunch of books still. We still have a lot to talk about. Next I have Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. This is the author of Wilder Girls, which I've never read, but I wanted to read this one. It says, the air burns me from the inside out. Fire is not like this, not the way I know it. I forgot it could hurt. I forgot it could move. Ever since Margot was born, it's been just her and her mother. No answers to any of Margot's questions about what came before. No history to hold on to. No relatives to speak of. Just the two of them stuck in their rundown apartment, struggling to get along. But that's not enough for Margot. She wants family, she wants a past, and she just found the keys she needs to get it. A photograph pointing her to a town called Phelan, pointing her home. Only when Margot gets there, it's not what she bargained for. Margot's mother left for a reason, but was it to hide her past, or was it to protect Margot from what's still there? The only thing Margot knows for sure is that there's poison in their family tree, and their roots are dug so deeply into Phelan that now that she's there, she might never escape. Sounds fun. Okay, next I have What the Hell Did I Just Read by Jason Pergin. I heard this book is a whirlwind of a time. It's a story they don't want you to read, though to be fair, they are probably right about this one. To quote the Bible, learning the truth can be like loosening a necktie, only to realize it was the only thing keeping your head attached. No, don't put the book back on the shelf. It is now your duty to purchase it to prevent others from reading it. Yes, it works with ebooks too. I don't have time to explain how. While investigating a fairly straightforward case of a shape-shifting interdimensional child predator, Dave, John, and Amy realize there might actually be something weird going on. Together, they navigate a diabolically convoluted maze of illusions, lies, and their own incompetence in an attempt to uncover a terrible truth that they, like you, would be better off not knowing. Your first impulse will be to think that a story this gruesome and, to be frank, stupid, cannot possibly be true. That is precisely the reaction they are hoping for. They sounds like some alien life. This sounds like a sci-fi, but I heard that it's supposed to be really interesting and funny and really good. So, I got it. This one I didn't pick. This one was picked for me at the Barnes & Noble that I went to when I was in Wichita. It's How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. It looks like this. It looks kind of interesting, kind of not interesting. We'll see. Frances Adams always said she'd be murdered. She was right. In 1965, Frances Adams is at an English country fair where a fortune teller makes a bone-chilling prediction. One day, Frances will be murdered. It is a prediction that sparks her life's work trying to solve a crime that hasn't happened yet. Hold on. Come on. Sorry. Nearly 60 years later, Annie Adams is summoned to a meeting at the sprawling country estate at her wealthy and reclusive great-aunt Frances. But by the time Annie arrives in the quaint English village of Castle Knoll, Frances is found murdered, just like she always said she would be. Annie is determined to catch the killer, but thanks to Frances's lifelong habit of digging up secrets and lies, it seems every endearing and eccentric villager might just have a motive for her murder. Can Annie safely unravel the dark mystery at the heart of Castle Knoll, or will dredging up the past throw her into the path of a killer? As Annie gets closer to the truth and closer to danger, she starts to fear she might inherit her great-aunt's fate instead of her fortune. I don't know. It sounds interesting. I mean, a little bit. Will you stop? You're going to knock things over. Then I picked up One of Us is Lying. I don't remember where I picked this one up. Oh, I think it was Half Price Books, maybe? I can't remember where I picked this up, but I picked up, this is the first in a series. Says pay, don't do that. Stop. You're gonna knock it over. I'm gonna get mad. It says, pay close attention, you might solve this. On Monday afternoon, 5 students at Bayview High walk into detention. Bronwyn the Brain is Yale-bound and never breaks a rule. Addie the Beauty is the picture-perfect homecoming princess. Nate the Criminal is already on probation for dealing. Cooper the Athlete is the all-star baseball pitcher. And Simon the Outcast is the creator of Bayview High's notorious gossip app. Only Simon never makes it out of that classroom. Before the end of detention, Simon's dead. And according to investigators, his death wasn't an accident. On Monday, he died, but on Tuesday, he'd planned to post juicy reveals about all 4 of his high-profile classmates, which makes all 4 of them suspects in his murder. Or are they just the perfect patsies for a killer who's still on the loose? Thanks, Randy. Really? You're an ass. So you knock him over, and then you go, okay, go look out the window. So that sounds really interesting. Sorry. That sounds really interesting, too. So there's that one. This one is All My Rage by Sabat Tahir. Sabat Tahir, I believe. And somebody annotated this one. I got really excited when I saw this at the thrift store, and I picked it up right away because it's annotated. And this one is on one of my TBRs. And it says, Lahore, Pakistan then. Misbah is a dreamer and storyteller, newly married to Tofik in an arranged match. After their young life is shaken by tragedy, they come to the United States and open the clouds, rest in motel, hoping for a new start. Juniper, California now. Salahuddin and Noor are more than best friends. They are family. Growing up as outcasts in the small desert town of Juniper, California, they understand each other the way no one else does. Until the fight, which destroys their bond with the swift fury of a star exploding. Now Sal scrambles to run the family motel as his mother's health fails and his father loses himself to alcoholism. Nora, meanwhile, walks a harrowing tightrope, working at her wrathful uncle's liquor store while hiding the fact that she's applying to college so she can escape him and Juniper forever. So it looks interesting. It sounds interesting. It's got all of these like highlights and things, and I've always wanted to read somebody's annotations in an annotated book and see how they annotate at the same time. And I know I'm saying annotate quite a bit, but that's what it is when you do that. So there's that one. Then we have Gone Tonight by Sarah Pekkanen. Looks like this. We love Sarah Pekkanen here. She's fun to read. She is interesting to read. She's got short chapters. Yeah, she's got shortish chapters. It says their bond runs deep, their lives run dark. 41-year-old Ruth Sterling is on the run from her past while trying to hold on to her future by protecting her 24-year-old daughter, Catherine. It's always been just the two of them against the world, but how well do they know each other really, and what made Ruth, a pregnant teenager all those years ago, run from her life? When Ruth's desperate quest to keep Catherine by her side reveals cracks in her carefully constructed world, both mother and daughter begin a dance of deception, one that begs the question, who does the darkness lie within? So this is another mother-daughter one. I'm noticing a little bit of a pattern here, which I didn't understand that I have that type of pattern in books that I enjoy. But, yeah, I guess I'm into mother and daughter books. Then we have Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. And I found this one, where did I find this one? Was this one Half Price Books? No, yeah, this one was at Half Price Books in Wichita. And I'm really excited to read this and really nervous to read this at the same time. So this one says, Christopher is 7 years old. Christopher is a new kid in town. Christopher has an imaginary friend. We can swallow our fear or let our fear swallow us. Single mother Kate Reese is on the run, determined to improve life for herself and her son. Christopher, she flees an abusive relationship in the middle of, what the fuck is that? In the middle of the night with her child. Together they find themselves drawn to the tight-knit community of Mill Grove, Pennsylvania. It's as far off the beaten track as they can get. Just one highway in, one highway out. At first it seems like the perfect place to finally settle down. Then Christopher vanishes. For 6 long days no one can find him until Christopher emerges from the woods at the edge of town, unharmed but not unchanged. He returns with a voice in his head only he can hear, with a mission only he can complete. Build a treehouse in the woods by Christmas, or his mother and everyone in the town will never be the same again. 20 years ago, Stephen Chbosky's The Perks of Being a Wallflower made readers everywhere feel infinite. Now Chbosky has returned with an epic work of literary horror, years in the making, whose grand scale and rich emotion redefine the genre. Read it with the lights on. Ooh, I love when it says read it with the lights on. Look at this one. This one's another hefty baby. It's a big baby. Okay, and then today I bought some books too. Today I went to Ollie's and they had some books too that I was really interested in. So I picked up a few. So I'm obsessed with B.A. Paris, and I found The Guest by B.A. Paris. Never heard of this before. So I'm excited. Is this one new? It's 2024, so it's pretty new. So it says, Iris and Gabriel have just arrived home from a make-or-break holiday, but a shock awaits them. One of their closest friends, Laure, is in their house. The atmosphere quickly becomes tense as she oversteps again and again, sleeping in their bed, wearing Iris's clothes, even rearranging the furniture. Laure has walked out on her husband and their good friend, Pierre, over his confession of an affair and a secret child. Iris and Gabriel want to be supportive of their friends, but as Laure's mood becomes increasingly unpredictable, her presence takes its toll. Iris and Gabriel's only respite comes in the form of a couple new to town, but with them comes their gardener, who has a checkered past. Soon, secrets from all their pasts will unravel, some more dangerous than they could have known. New York best-selling author B.A. Paris invites you into another home full of heart-pounding secrets with a scripting domestic suspense novel. And honestly, when I saw this, I picked it up because it's a B.A. Paris. I didn't care what this was as long as I haven't read it yet, because I'm obsessed with B.A. Paris's books. I read Behind Closed Doors. Have been obsessed ever since. Alright, next I grabbed this one. This is Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. I just recently read Jennifer Hillier's Wonderland, and I want to get more into some Jennifer Hillier because, oh my goodness gracious, I loved it so much. So let's find out together what this is about, because again, just author pickup. Okay, a timely engrossing thriller. Hilliard is a master. Alex Seguera. When Paris Peralta is arrested in her own bathroom covered in blood holding a straight razor, her celebrity husband dead in the bathtub behind her, she knows she'll be charged with murder. But as bad as this looks, that's not what worries her the most. With the unwanted media attention now surrounding her, it's only a matter of time before someone from her long-hidden past recognizes her and destroys the new life she's worked so hard to build, along with any chance of a future. 25 years earlier, Ruby Reyes, known as the Ice Queen, was convicted of a similar murder in a trial that was a media sensation and riveted the nation. Reyes knows who Paris really is, and when Reyes is unexpectedly granted an early release from prison, she threatens to expose all of Paris' secrets. Left with no other choice, Paris must finally, once and for all, confront the dark past she thought she had escaped. Because the only thing worse than a murder charge is the dark personal history that Paris will do anything to keep hidden. Ooh, okay. So there's that one. And then I got one more book, and that is a Jessica Goodman, because I own Jessica Goodman books. I got the Legacies, Money Talks, Secrets to Kill. I have They Wish They Were Us and They'll Never Catch Us. And then I was reading The Counselors. I DNF'd it for the time being, because I was trying to get through other books. So I have Backstabbing, Betrayal, Blackmail. Scoring an invitation to the Legacy Club in New York City is more than an honor. It gives lifetime access to power and wealth beyond any prep school doors, guarantees security as club members always look out for their own. That is, after making it through a rigorous week of events and the extravagant gala at the Legacy Ball. Will you not do that, please? Stop it. Stop. 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 Are you done? It's not surprising when Excelsior Prep seniors Bernie Kaplan, Isabella Rothcraft, and Skylar Hawkins are nominated as legacies. Their pedigrees have assured them membership since birth, even if they're all keeping secrets that could destroy their reputations. But scholarship kid from Queens, Tori Tassa, she's never fit in this world of designer bags, penthouse apartments, and million-dollar donations. So what did she do to secure her place? The night of the Legacy Ball is supposed to be the best night of these seniors' lives, a night of haute couture, endless champagne, and plenty of hush gossip. Everyone expects a night of luxury and excess. No one expects their secrets to come out or for someone to die trying to keep them hidden. New York Times and indie bestselling author Jessica Goodman delivers a provocative and glitzy thriller set in New York's elite social circles, where smiles hold secrets, the truth is always shifting, and no one is safe from murder. Interesting. We love it. So that is everything that I got besides my Mountain Dew for my treat, because I haven't had pop in so long, and a payday. This is my little snackety do. So that is everything I got. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what book you are most excited for me to read, because I think the one I'm most excited to read would have to be Caught Up, obviously, because it's a new one. One of Us is Lying. Imaginary Friend, I'm a little scared to read, but that's only because of the size of it. But I mean, I read Haunting, which I need to reread Haunting Adeline again. But, and I guess, let's see. The Hawthorne Legacy and the Final Gambit of the Inheritance Games book series, I'm excited to read also. Those would be my top 3 right there. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.